church that brings me closer to my Savior. A little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind.
Well, good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine, Franklin County. We're so happy that you have joined us this morning. It's kind of a cool 60 degrees out there this morning. You might need a sweater, maybe not. Depends on how hot you are. But the buses are out running this morning. It was dark when I came out, so please be careful of the children waiting for the bus. I didn't see them out, but the buses were out and about this morning. So we do want to be careful and watch for those children stand out there waiting. They're so eager to go to school. And I used to be eager to go to school too. I don't have to do that anymore. We have some guests this morning that want to talk about some things that's going on in the school system. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves and we'll get right into that. Good morning.
Good morning, Joyce. I am Kevin Sears, Superintendent of Franklin County Schools.
Again, good morning, Joyce. I'm Arlette Greer, the Blackwater District Representative on the school board.
When you started to say Blackwater, I thought you would say the black sheep of the family. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. Oh, it's so good to have you all this morning. And I know you all are excited about school starting. So I'm not sure which topics you all wanted to touch on this morning. So you want to start out, Dr. Steers?
Sure. We had a really good start to the school year. A few transportation hiccups, but that was to be expected with the consolidation of Burnt Chimney and Henry Elementary Schools. And we've been getting those worked out. We're still short drivers, so if any of your viewers are interested in a part-time job, we could certainly get them trained and on a bus route, and that would help us out tremendously. But, it was a good start. Every principal reported having one of the best starts of their career this school year, so we're very happy with the input from parents and the students coming back happy, ready to learn. We started the school year with a few new policies, and I know that you've interviewed a few of our other administrators over the summer about the new cell phone policy and about the new dress code, and those have gone very well. The feedback has been tremendous from students and our teachers about seeing kids, talking to each other and smiling and making friends at lunch now, whereas before they were immediately in their phone and not engaging with each other. So I think that Franklin County was a little ahead of the curve with that, and that was primarily because of Miss Greer's guidance in pushing for the phone-free school policy. We approved it in June, and then, of course, in July, Governor Youngkin issued Executive Order 33, which is requiring that all schools adopt the phone-free policy. And we were about a month ahead of the rest of the state in getting that together, and we've been very happy with the results.
That is so refreshing to hear that the kids are talking to each other. You'll go out to dinner and you'll see a couple sitting there and they got a phone in front of them. And it's like, talk to each other. Put the phone away. I have mine in case I get a text message and I'll look. But I don't have my phone in my hand all the time. How can you, but I think that's great that the kids are conversing with one another and making friends. That's great.
Yeah, we've been very happy with the results. And this Thursday, I think it's Thursday, September 19th, we're hosting the fireside chat with the First Lady and the author of the book, Anxious Generation, Dr. Jonathan Haidt, who kind of started the whole movement toward phone-free schools. And his premise was that in the past 14, 15 years, the play-based childhood has been replaced by the phone-based childhood, and we're producing a completely different type of adult now who may not be ready to meet all the demands of the workforce, and that we need to try to take some steps to regain the benefits of the play-based childhood. So we're hosting the fireside chat at the Giroux Center at 7 o'clock on Thursday, and then there'll be a question and answer session afterward, and we certainly invite all of our parents, students, and community members who have an interest in this topic to come out that night.
Okay, and it starts at what time again?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at the Giroux Center?
Yes.
In the iLab?
I believe we're going to do it in the Commons.
In the Commons? Okay,
yes.
Yeah, you can hold more people back there. Well, that's great. That's great. I'm glad to see that the Giroux Center is being used it used to be used all the time for things like that. That's great.
Well, speaking about the school starting smoothly, in the past years, I've been spending my time at Franklin County High School greeting students on the first day of school. I went to Callaway this time, and there was only one child that had teary eyes coming in, but everybody was smiles and ready to go. The staff was just very energetic and excited, and I've heard nothing but positive, as far as opening of schools went fairly, pretty smoothly with that. And I think you were speaking about the cell phone policy. I have heard very positive on that. The dress code has been okay, except for the part about wearing hats. I think what I've heard more about that, but the premise behind that is that when students are walking the halls, if someone were to get into the building that shouldn't be there, could be a threat, the kids wear the caps kind of down so it covers their faces somewhat, and so you can't get a real good view of their faces, and they want to be able to see everyone's face, including any visitors.
Well, hoodies too. You know how they pull them on and pull them down over their head. You can't even see their eyeballs. I know from working at the Thoreau Center, they would go through and I'm like, well, and you couldn't, I'm all in for that. And you're right, parents I've heard some really good feedback. And even a parent had children that really weren't old enough to have a phone yet. And she had read the book that you all had read. And she was just really excited over the fact that you had adopted this cell phone policy. And then, I mean, like I said, her kids were like young. And I'm like, well, how old are your children? And she told me, she said, I said, okay, I'm really excited about this. So that's great. And so your only problem in the dress, what? Hey,
there's going to be things that pop up, but overall, I think it's gone very well with the new dress code policy. It's not a lot different than what we had previously, except I think it's more explanatory as to what is appropriate to wear.
Right.
And so.
Well, like I've said before, when the Thoreau Center started, and my son went there the second year, their little motto was dress for success. And so like khakis and like a golf shirt, that's what he wore to school. I mean, it wasn't they didn't wear shirts with anything written on them. And I don't know, I'm kind of like that too. I don't like to wear a shirt with anything written on it either. I've got a few, but anyway, well, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that that's going well. And like you say, if they pull their hats down, you can't see who they are.
And Mr. Deskins, I think, is at the high school, he calls them scholars. Not students, but scholars. He really kind of, I think, bumped it up there with the students. And I think he's going to do very well.
I'm glad you said that because I saw the interview that they did with him on Cable 12, or maybe, Channel 7 was out there when they had the first game or something like that. And he kept saying, well, all the scholars are here. And I'm like, well, how did you decide who's a scholar and who's not? I'm glad now to see the definition of what that means. He's coming on the show on the 25th. He wanted to come back. When he came on the first time, I was out. So I ran into him at the Fairham football game and introduced myself. So he's going to be coming the 25th.
We've been very happy with Mr. Deskins. He brought a lot of new ideas and fresh energy. Even though he spent most of his career at Franklin County High School, he left for a few years and gained some new experiences and has been able to apply those experiences and his attempts to really change the culture and the focus of the school by calling students scholars instead of students. I think it sets the tone for what his expectations are, and we're very happy with the direction the school's going in.
When you call somebody a scholar, then you kind of got to live up to that. Yeah,
That's right.
And he has enthusiasm, and I've always said enthusiasm is contagious. And if he's excited, then he can get the rest of his staff excited. So that's great. Anything else new coming up?
Well, not coming up, but I think we need to report on our accreditation. I'm very excited about that. All of our schools were accredited.
Yay! That's wonderful.
Yeah, we grew overall from 36th to 33rd in the state rankings. That's for all SOL scores. So that puts us in the top 25% in the state. For the first time in about a decade, Franklin County used to stay there, and then we slipped out of it for about 10 years or so, and hopefully we're seeing a trajectory back up into the the top tier school divisions in the state. I believe we have the best school division in the state, and it's good to see that the data are bearing that out. And all of our schools had, I won't get into the technicalities of it, but they do a green, yellow, and red ranking. And for SOLs for all students, every school was in the green ranking, which is the highest band that you can achieve for last year.
Okay.
So we were very happy with the progress that we made last year and the success that our students and our teachers had in the classroom.
That's wonderful. It makes you feel good to know you're moving on up. That's great.
We're headed in the direction we want to head.
Absolutely.
You know, with our literacy program and everything. I think we've got some wonderful teachers and support staff, and Franklin County is a good place to learn.
Yes, it is. I've always said that. When my kids went to Boone's Mill, I live in that area, and I always thought that, they had a great school. I mean, all of them are. And I mean, when I have the principals come in and they report on things that's going on, it's amazing the programs that they've got going on for the kids.
Yeah, because I can't make it to all of them. I'd love to, but
Can't spread
there's so
yourself that
much
thin.
going on. That's right. And I guess the other thing that I had was we're in pretty good shape with our teaching staff. We're just minus about 6 positions, I think. So, Mr. Cuddy has done an excellent job and his staff with hiring this year.
Okay. Attendance-wise, has that been going good? Kids showing up?
We saw improvements last year. There are still a few pockets of concern throughout the division. And Dr. Johnson, who I believe has been on the show to discuss attendance, she is working with the attendance team, and we've done some restructuring with our family liaisons to give them more of an attendance focus. Chronic absenteeism being one of our primary areas of concern this year that we're trying to address. And what I don't think folks understand is chronic absenteeism and truancy are 2 completely different things. Truancy is when students are skipping school, they're unexcused, and we try to resolve that first with the families and then in the court system. Chronic absenteeism, that's what we are accredited off of, and it's every absence regardless of the reason. Any student who misses more than 10% of the instructional days is counted as chronically absent. And for state purposes, that's the equivalent of failing an SOL. So students who are going on multiple vacations with their families during the year, and there may be a legitimate reason for every absence, or the parents may have sent in a note for every absence, so they're not involved in the truancy process because we know why they were out and it's been approved. They still count against us, and it still counts as a failure toward the school division and toward our community in the state's accreditation model.
I bet a lot of people don't know that. They don't realize how it affects the whole school system when their kids are out. Well, you miss so much. When you miss that interaction with the teachers and the students, you just miss a lot when you're not at school. I said, I didn't want to miss anything. When I was a senior, I didn't miss a day. I had perfect attendance that year. Oh, my. But you do. You just, I think, being there in the classroom and now without the interruptions of the cell phones is so much better. And maybe we're going to see a rise in kids' grades. They should be going up since they're concentrating and not being interrupted with a phone going around.
We did kind of a quasi-experiment with our administrators on our training day before the teachers returned and made them go phone-free for the day. And that was an interesting thing to watch because about a third of them still had to get up. They had to put their phones in a box, turn them off and put them in a box in front of the room. About a third of them still at some point in the day got up to check their phone, and about 2/3 didn't. But everybody reported that not having their phone made them pay better attention to what was being discussed that day from the various presenters that we had, and they felt like they were more engaged in the administrators' training that day than they had been in a long time.
Well, that's cool to let them see how it feels to
Yes.
have the phone.
Well, we as adults, we become addicted. You just,
And you can at certain times when you go in there, you start flipping through it. I look at recipes and I send them to myself. Sorry, because I can't remember. I'm like, oh, I'll remember that. And I'm like, oh, I'd probably leave out something. So I do send those to myself. And that's basically what I'm reading is a recipe on. Of course, I'm always looking at biscuit recipes, but we've got the biscuit maker right here with us this morning. So he's the champion biscuit maker. I haven't had one yet. I was sick when he had the breakfast, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will.
I was some gravy and biscuits here one morning. We'll have all of our viewers coming to get some. Hey, that's okay too. Well, this has been wonderful to know that we've got a good start and to the school year, and education is so important. I said, my ex-husband used to say I had a half of an education. I had an associate degree, but it served me well. I mean, the 2 years, if we hadn't had the community college in Clifton Forge, we were poor. I probably wouldn't have gotten to go to school. And back then, tuition was $45 and your books ran about $50. Now, we're talking a long time ago. But I had that little 2-year degree, and I tell the kids I'm usually the one that comes and gives a scholarship from the Lions Club. And I told them I was hell-bent on getting an education, and they can do anything they set their mind to. You just got to you got to have a goal. I walked back in my bedroom one morning, and there was I leave the TV on. I'm getting ready to come to the show. And I said, God put me there to hear what this man said, because you got to have a goal. If you don't make a goal to work towards, and that that message was for me that morning. Mm-hmm. And I guess I was recovering from my cancer treatments and getting back into the groove of things. And so that message is like, hey, Joyce, have a goal. And I did. My goal was to be back in here on the set. And I came back the last Friday in June. So just got children at an early age, they need to make a goal to know what they would like to do when they graduate. And even if you get to a trade school, doesn't matter. Just do something to further your education. I'm a firm believer in that. So, anything else we want to add?
Well, we might add that we're getting back into conversation with our Board of Supervisors about our CTE, building our program. So we're starting those conversations again. So.
How is that going?
We haven't had a joint meeting yet.
No, there's just been some interest expressed about trying to get a meeting on the calendar.
It would be so wonderful if we could get that done.
Well,
we have such a need for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of students. Based on the report we got from Mr. Baumgardner, we have so many students that didn't get into certain programs because there's just no room. There's not room for it. So.
Well, we've been talking about that CTE Center. I know back in 2013 when I ran for the Board of Supervisors, we were talking about that CTE Center then. I mean, we got to get on the stick here. This has got to get rolling.
Well, I'm optimistic.
Me too.
I'm optimistic. I think it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen.
The architect reached out last week, and he certainly is willing to come and do a presentation and make some adjustments now on what it would cost versus what it cost last year. And so hopefully we'll get some information together and be able to get a joint meeting scheduled in the very near future.
I know when we had COVID and the prices on everything went so sky high. Has it kind of leveled out, or is it maybe a little cheaper now to build something?
It's not cheaper, but there I think is a little more price stabilization. There's inflation that has to be factored in every year, but it's not the skyrocketing inflation that we were experiencing there for 3 or 4 years in regard to building projects.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. And if there's anything I can do to help this move along, you let me know. I can certainly. I don't work in the school system anymore, so I can come and raise cane with them. How about that? I can do that. Okay. Well, it's so great for you all to come out so early this morning and be with us and fill us in on the beginning of school. And I'm so glad that everything is going well. I do miss my people, seeing all the people at school. So I do make an appearance once in a while just to see the people. But I miss the kids too. I mean, they would come through the office and if they weren't smiling, I'm like, you're not smiling. And I'd smile at them and some of them would smile back. And some of them, like I've always said, we don't know what children go through before they come to school. And we have to be understanding of that. I used to have a contract that when we had frequent flyers in the office, and you can't do this anymore. You can't bake anything and bring it to anybody, but I would make a contract that if they'd be good, I would bring them their favorite dessert at the end of the 9 weeks or at the end of that semester. And they, had a few to take me up on that. And one lady came in at the end of school and she said, "Can I hug you?" And I'm like, "Sure." She said, "My son has been so well behaved at school and at home because he wanted that chocolate cake." So bless his heart, he got it too. Oh, well.
Incentives work.
It does.
Most
And I had one little girl, she was a frequent flyer, and I said, "If you'll stay out of trouble, I'll have you on my show." And I did. I had her on before Christmas about 2 years ago. She was tickled to death that she got to come on here. I said, "You're the most improved student at the Giroux Center."
That's how Miss Greer gets us to act better as well.
Does she bribe you?
Yes, she does, with homemade food. And,
Hey, Dave,
yeah,
you can't
can't
beat
beat it.
that. That's right. Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, again, thank you all so much for coming out. We look forward to having you back and keeping us up on what's going on in the school system. So we're going to take a short break. I've got some announcements of things. We've got lots coming up here at the end of September. So fill up the coffee cup and stay with me, and we'll be right back. morning. We have some things coming up this weekend, and it's going to be the big Rocky Mount Fest. It's September the 21st, and this is 2024. Sometimes you will have a repeat on Cable 12, and people get confused about the year, but this is 2024. It's Lovers Rock Productions will present the Rocky Mount Fest. They're going to have food, drinks, shopping, fun, and live music, lots of live music. Crawford and Power is going to be at the Farmers Market. To kick this off, you got The Works, Superfly 5, Creedence Clearwater Recital, Jerome Claytor and Touch of Class Band, Wound Tight, Bubba Chandler Band, Chad Nicola and the Loose Change, Tin Can Locomotive, Ryan Greer Band, JoJo Stockton and the Soul Acoustics, $5 Shake. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? Strawberry would be good. Carly Ray Band, Andy Burnett Trio, and Chemistry. And this is going to be, now, if you are planning to go towards Ferrum and you're coming, say, from North 220, the Franklin Street is going to close at 12 noon. Right there when you come across the bridge, at the Hub Restaurant, that street is going to be closed 12 noon until 11 p.m. If you want to get to Ferrum, you're going to have to go around and come around at the Floyd, out there at Floyd Street, for the Burger Company, right out there at the back of the Harvester. So that is going to be blocked off. Just wanted to tell you that, just so you can plan to make, time, a little extra time to go around the streets. Okay. Now, there's going to be shuttles. The parking is probably going to be at a premium. They had like 15,000 people in Rocky Mount for the same type of fest last year that was celebrating the 150th anniversary. But there will be a shuttle from the Franklin County High School and from Shull's parking lot. And there will be handicap parking down on Claiborne Street. So you probably have to come in the back way to get to that also, or show your handicap parking permit. So this is exciting. We're going to have lots of people in Rocky Mount having lots of fun. Everybody loved it last year. I had such good reports of this. So come out and enjoy. It's going to be 4 different stages. They're going to have the farmers market. There will be music at the Harvester. There will be music at on the parking lot where Franklin Glass used to be, and then kind of across the street, there's a lot beside a beauty parlor. It's going to be 4 different places of music, and they're going to have music all day long. Now, they do have a beverage plan that if you go in and get you a beer, say, and you're going to have it in a special cup, and then you can walk outside and walk to another area, and they'll have this marked off, so you don't have to stay inside with your beverage, but you got to have it in that special cup. Okay, coming up also on September the 28th is Ferrum's Fire Station. There will be a pancake breakfast, all-you-can-eat pancakes. Full breakfast includes sausage and fruit, unlimited drink refills. Kids 3 and under eat free. Adults are $10, and 12 and under is $5. And this is sponsored by Friends of Ferrum Park and the Ferrum Lions Club. So we want to come out. They are trying to make money to develop this piece of land that they have up there. So we do want to come out and support that and help them out. Okay, we've got Franklin County NAACP presents the 2024 Electoral Candidate Forum, Your Voice Matters, an opportunity to hear from the candidates running for our town and county offices. This is going to be on October the 15th. Put that on your calendar. I'm telling you so you can make plans ahead of time. There will be a meet and greet the candidates at 5:30 p.m. at the Pig River Community Center down on South Main Street. For more information, if you need more, you can contact Miss Brenda Muse at 540-420-3349. Now, I have another announcement. They're going to have the NAACP Freedom Fund Luncheon, and it's the title is Raising the Shade, Franklin County Born United States Colored Troops, Franklin County, Virginia. This is going to be on September the 28th also, from at noon at the Pig River Community Center. Dr. Dawn Chitty, an African-American Civil War Museum. I'm not sure what that means, but she is going to be giving the talk. Everyone is welcome. The tickets are $20 per adult, $7 per student, and 5 and under are free. And there is a deadline that this is happening on the 28th. The deadline to get tickets is September 25th. That's happening on September 28th. So if you want to go to the luncheon, you must get a ticket. You can contact, I'm sure, Glenna Moore, or here's 2 phone numbers. Let's put those out there. You got 2 phone numbers here. You can contact for a ticket 540-483-1842 or 540-493-1597. And we'll be having those numbers again for you later in the week. All right, when we had Ed Saunders on from Fair and Forward, they are collecting shoes, gently used or gently worn shoes, used, new shoes, whatever. Help us raise funds just by donating gently worn, used, and new shoes. Be sure to ask friends, family, and neighbors and coworkers to donate too. Collected shoes not only help support us, but they'll be reused and given a second life by those in need throughout the micro enterprise. It's a win-win situation. You can get rid of the shoes and somebody else would love to have them. You can drop these off at the Ferrum Farm. On Thursday nights, they have the Ferrum Market right past the college. They're on that. There's a big piece of property there right past, you go, well, I can't talk this morning. Right past Ferrum College. You can bring them there. You can drop them off at Cat's Hidden Treasures on Fieldcrest Road or Gracefully Rooted on Timberland Road or at the Carter Bank and Trust right there on the right as you go towards Ferrum. So gather up your shoes, give you an opportunity to clean out your closet and take those shoes up so somebody else can get some wear out of them. Okay, they're going to have a flea market. I went to this last year and met a lot of ladies and got some people to come on our show. It is free to set up at the Ferrum Flea Market. It is going to be October the 5th. And you know how time flies, so it's the reason I'm letting you know to put this on your calendar. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. They're going to be serving sausage, gravy, and biscuits and coffee. And this is going to be, they're going to have parking on that lot, and then further down the road, right beside that lot, is where the flea market is going to be. It's going to change places just a little bit. Join us for the best flea market finds in Ferrum. Vintage, handmade items, livestock swap, antiques, restoration, and more. So vendors call or visit our website to reserve your space, and you would go to www.yourferrumpark, all one word, no spaces, .com/events, and you can sign up and reserve yourself a table, or you can bring your own table, whichever. All right, we have got coming up this coming Thursday. It is the Senior Expo sponsored by the Franklin County Office on Aging. It is the largest free expo in Southwest Virginia. They're going to have food trucks, live music, a shredded truck will be there. So if you have a lot of old papers that you'd like to get shredded, bring them. That is being provided by AARP. We're going to have giveaways and over 80 vendors. Again, it's coming Thursday, September 19th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is going to be, there some people are sitting thinking, where's this going to be? Well, it's going to be at the Essex Center. It's down on Technology Drive. If you take the first Rocky Mount exit and go right past Kentucky Fried Chicken, the next road is Technology Drive, and you go right down that road, and it'll be on your left on the other side of the YMCA. I will be there representing the Rocky Mount Lions Club, so come out and see me. Would love to have you stop in at our booth. And if you do join the Lions Club that day, you get a chance to win one of our wonderful Lions Club brooms. We wanted to have something to give away also, so we're going to do that. All right, the Smith Mountain Lake has got a walk to end poverty. So on September 21st, the 2024 Smith Mountain Lake Walk to End Poverty will be held on September 21st. With just a few days remaining until the walk, Lake Christian Ministries Executive Director Jane Winters is encouraging interested walkers and donors to donate or to register. And to register to walk in that is www.sml for Smith Mountain Lake, walktoendpoverty.com. Event proceeds supports the Lake Christian Ministries programs and services that assist families struggling with poverty. Okay, that's wonderful that they're doing that to help people that need some help. All right, coming up, we have so much going on in Franklin County. It's the 10th annual Autumn Fest for the Stepping Stone Soup Kitchen. This is one of their fundraisers. As I have said many times, they provide lunch every day, 365 days a year at the Stepping Stone Mission right up there on North Main Street. So this is one of their fundraisers. It's going to be held on September 28th from 10 to 3 p.m. in the parking lot right in front of the stadium there at the high school. They're going to have music, crafts and merchandise, vendors, and going to have lunch. You're either going to have smash burgers or fried fish, French fries, your drink and dessert. It'll be $12. They're going to be having a bake sale, a 50-50 raffle. They're always fun. You know how that works. You say, if you buy a ticket for $1, and after all the tickets are sold, you'll draw a ticket, and half of the money that they've taken in is yours, and half goes for their fundraiser. So that's always fun. Now, they are also having raffle tickets to Walmart. They've got a ticket for $2.50, $1.75, and $75. They are $2 each or 3 for $5. Now, that's the deal. 3 for $5, you're saving $1. Who wouldn't like to get turned loose in Walmart with $250 to spend? Now, you got 3 chances to win one of these because they're going to draw 3 times. So the more tickets you buy, the more chances you've got to win. And that will be drawn. That drawing will be at the event, and the winner will be announced. You do not have to be present to win. So if you'd like to get some of these raffle tickets, stop by the Stepping Stone Mission there on North Main Street, and they do have some available that you can buy. And I think that is going to be fun. I'm going to be there too. Spread myself thin. That is the 28th. Yes, I was thinking about the 21st, but that's our Rocky Mountain Fest. That's this Saturday. I don't want to forget about on Friday night, the fish fry up at Ferrum College. We were just talking about that with Mrs. Greer from our school board. We saw each other at the first fish fry after they started back up this fall. And it's your fish or another meat, your sides, your salad, your drink, and dessert for $12 plus tax. Can't beat that anywhere. I mean, price when you go out, even a hamburger and French fries is going to run you that much. So we want to remind you, up at Ferrum College, it's at 445 Ferrum Mountain Road, and there is a sign up there pointing you to the fish fry. All right, we have the class of 1979 is having their 45th class reunion picnic. Come and enjoy an afternoon of catching up, games, door prizes, and great food. I guess it's going to be on Saturday the 28th also. Now, you can go to one event and then go over to another one. You can just find something to do all day long. So that is going to be September the 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. at Wade Park Large Picnic Shelter. But you must now, after September the 8th, the price went up to $30 per person. And if you would like tickets, you can contact Cindy Bowling Jefferson at 804-239-7022. And if you hear this announcement, tell 3 more people, because this is how they're getting the message out about their reunion. And they are always so much fun to get to see how people have aged. Oh, but they're way younger than me, so they'll still look good. All right, we got another class reunion. This is Franklin County High School class of 1969, 55th reunion celebration on October the 12th. It's going to be at the Old Town Social House at 335 Main Street, Rocky Mount. From 5:30 to 7:30, they're going to have a cash bar. And if you would like something to eat, you can order small plates, and you need to RSVP. Now, RSVP, I have put that on the invitations. I don't think people know what it means. It means let me know if you're coming or if you're not coming. I know I've had a list of when I've invited people to events, and you never hear from them. So, and then they might show up, they may not. So RSVP means let me know you're coming so we can plan, you know. You can text to 540-354-4589 or 540-420-1167. And it says by September the 12th. But this is not happening until October the 12th. So I think you probably still got time. You can get your name in the pot if you want to go. Please share the above information by social media, email, text, and calls. There will be no invitations sent out. So now you know. You got this reunion coming up. Family Fun Day, Monday, September the 23rd. That is next Monday, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Rocky Mount Farmers Market. Everyday activities like sharing a meal, playing a game, or asking about their day can make a difference in the life of a child. So you want to come out. This is being sponsored by Piedmont Community Services, and this is at the Farmers Market on Monday, September 23rd. All right, let's see what else we've got. We've got, put on your calendar, October the 4th at 7 p.m. Join us at Cooper's Cove Community Center for an outdoor games and kids activities, following by the showing of Kung Fu Panda 4. Dress accordingly and bring a chair, a blanket, a light source. Snacks and drinks will be for sale in case of inclement weather. The event will be moved indoor to the Essex Recreation Center. Now, this is a free movie, so you've got an opportunity to take your children to a movie. I'm not sure, I've not been to one of these, but I am going to have to try it so I can let you know how it's going to be, how it is. Okay, we've got Take a Kid Mountain Bike Riding. That's going to be on October the 5th at 9:30. Come ride with the Franklin County Youth Mountain Bike Club. Beginners and intermediate groups will begin at 9:30. We'll warm up on the skills loop prior to heading for ability. And I've got to check with them and see where that is because they don't say. I will have that for you next time. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you again on Wednesday.